we still using the Android apps. Actually, later I will show you this very useful app, and we can have some feedback. So this is some feature of the dissemination mode. It will show the epicenter map of and the Android location and also the epicenter, and this also some parameter of the earthquake, the estimation of course, and also some prediction, not prediction actually, estimation of the intensity. But sometimes Indonesian people love word prediction, because it's estimation. Sometimes what is estimation? Prediction is more common in Indonesian language. So MME or intensity prediction, and also distance from epicenter of earthquake to the receiver, to the Android, to the mobile. This is already done, but we not yet provide in the Google Store. This is just through APK. This is sorry. This is the the report from the user. In some sorry, in this is in bahasa mostly. So yeah, it show that there is some successful story, but there is also some error or some some defects on the application. But from this report, from this feedback, we can develop more advanced for the application. So in this section, I will show you. Sorry, actually, it is video, but I didn't send the video to you. This is quite big to play, but I will show you from the simulation that we done from different different source of earthquake. It showed that with the system, like it is the earthquake source in subduction zone here. Sorry, here, around here, and with the magnitude 8.7, it will be give a time for warning around 30 seconds in Jakarta and 29 seconds in Bandung. These two big city in in the western part of Java. Oh, sorry, no, I not neglected like Bekasi. Bekasi is part of Jakarta. And this is for the Cimandiri fault. There is less time to give a warning, only 12 seconds in Jakarta, but for Bandung 22 seconds. And for Lembang fault is more dangerous, because only 10 seconds in Jakarta and 0 in Bandung, because it's just near. Later in another presentation in this afternoon, I will show you what happened in the what the regional earthquake warning show you in our regional earthquake warning in the Cianjur earthquake that also close to Jakarta. Yeah, here I show you some example of our result of the prototype earthquake warning in the west part of Java. I use this subsection title is the good, the bad, and the ugly. I think some of you understand of this. This very famous classic cowboy movie, Clint Eastwood. So yeah, I show you. The first one is the success story of the system. This is a Banten earthquake magnitude 6.6. This is January 2022. This quite interesting for us, especially in the earthquake warning division, because it's the first big and destructive earthquake that we detected in the system. In this earthquake is not only has a material losses, like I think is hundreds, more than 300 housing collapse, but around 12 people injured, and some I think this is more around 100 family affected on this earthquake. And this is also felt in Jakarta and surrounding area. I think it's Cikarang also felt this earthquake. So this is the parameter. I got it. The parameter is from the national national earthquake center in BMKG also. We call some national earthquake center, or also is part of the Indonesian tsunami early warning center or system. So the origin time is it is in the local time, but if you go to UTC here is the segment. We can see the shaking or the MMI or the intensity in some area is reach the sorry 5 until 6 MMI around here. So there is many injured here. So this is stressful. It means this is intraslab, not the subduction one, not the interface, but threshold, the intraslab. The epicenter depth is around 40 kilometer, and the magnitude 6.6 MW. There is some countdown, but the system has a small mistake. The countdown is not really the actual one, because someone just take a picture after some second. The alarm is warm, and also this figure also not really correct, because it is after they give a warning, this is the warning, the alert is disappear, but actually they give a warning. Okay. Here also you can see this 0 second. Actually same as I mentioned before. This is the first big cases in our system. So nobody what nobody got, nobody socket, and it's just like screenshot of all the phone that installed the Android apps, but it lit, so it's already zero. This actually is around 90 second, 19 second before the shaking in Jakarta is coming. Okay. This is the performance of the earthquake compared to the INATBS or the BMKG catalog, the final BMKG catalog. It give a good fit with of course there is still error in the epicenter and also in the depth, I think, yeah, because that one is 30 kilometer, while the BMKG catalog, the final catalog, is 40 kilometer, and the magnitude is quite good, but the epicenter still give around 40 kilometer difference from the epicenter. Yeah, again, this is actually the video, but I'm sorry. Again, the video is I forgot to send it. And again, yeah, this is also video actually. It should be running, but it show the performance of the web base. Next. Next is the evaluation for the receiver. Like I said, all this is not perfect. Some has good and give information such as in the Lampung. This is the information give the 2 MMI and it is correct as they've held also. Tangerang 3 MMI, but Cilegon there is we don't know why what happened, but we assume it is about the network communication, not the display. I don't know this one. I think it's also video actually, as I mentioned it before. There is a video that show people in the Tangerang station. They try to record, but it is late. Actually, it is take around 11 or 13 seconds. I forgot, but they started on second 2 second. Okay, next, this is the interesting one also. This is the latest the Cianjur 2002 earthquake is the latest damaging earthquake that occurred in Indonesia. This is very destructive earthquake because is despite the earthquake is moderate size of the magnitude, but it is shallow depth and cause a strong shaking in the Cianjur area and Sukabumi area. The total loss, as I not remember, is around 4 trillion rupiah. 4 trillion, I had 4 trillion, and around more than 60,000 housing damage, and make around, if not I remember, around 330 people killed in this, not only in the area but also in the some Sukabumi area, not only in Cianjur area. Is based on the BNPB, National Hazard Agency. And it is also interesting for us because this earthquake is for very interesting because inland source, and it is real test for our system. So let's see. This is all the parameter of the earthquake from the BMKG catalog. So this is in the noon time in Indonesia. So people still active, still in the schools, some still in the workplace, in the office, because the epicenter area is in the what called the this is near some place, some village named Cigunang, and Cigunang is like plantation area. So is people still not in the home, only maybe women's and some elder is still, but mostly in the workplace. So this is very shallow, around 10 kilo. Magnitude is moderate, only 5.6. And this is also show you the shake map, shown the area of impact area of this, and this is what our system done. And at the moment, again, is actually give more second, but people trying to screenshot, so it's like in in Jakarta. In Kemayoran is Jakarta. Kemayoran only 11 minutes, actually around 15, 1-5. But yeah, people for second for screenshot. And this is in Jakarta. This is Cilegon, and this is Banyumas. Banyumas is southern part of Java. Maybe from the Cianjur is about 150 kilo or 250. I forgot the. And this is also sorry. This is on the web base. The intensity is good. It is in Jakarta, the web base. Intensity also give a good thing. Magnitude also fit with the catalog, the final catalog. The depth again is deeper, but I think this is still in the tolerance error. This is from the Telegram bot. Just automatically. Well, for this, yeah, this is some not mistake, but overestimate for the magnitude. So 8. So it's compared to before. That is why we run it 3 algorithm. These 2 algorithm give quite good the magnitude, but the last give overestimate. We need to try to investigate more about it. For the dissemination mode, there is good. Jakarta. Yeah, it is bit different with the different in before is give warning 3 mmi, while that one is give the web base is give 2. So this one is algorithm 1 that we got from the CWB. So it's maybe slightly different. There is also it is just near to the epicenter. Give 7 intensity. And this is also in near to the Cianjur area, to the epicenter is give 6. This is some station data record of the earthquake. Mostly is Aslero. Some part is very clear, especially in the near one, but some part has big noises. You can see also this also. Even for the intensity meter, very clear. Some, of course, there is some here is make some error. This is the what we did from the earthquake early warning for the Cianjur earthquake. So as I mentioned, there is algorithm 1, algorithm 2, and the new algorithm we call this. There is some slightly different result, and most of this the algorithm 2 is give the best result compared to the final catalog. This is next what I call the ugly one, because there is an earthquake, but there is no warning in our system. There is some this following is actually this aftershock of the Cianjur earthquake is small, but is felt in the Cianjur. So is this one very small, 2.4. Well, this is what the different thinking between maybe in Japan or in Taiwan or any other in BMKG, especially, or in Indonesia in common. Even there is small magnitude, small earthquake, there is always some big question, especially for the central government. Why BMKG not give information? So that is why in BMKG, in our system, we still also concern. We also still have yeah, we still have also try to analyzing the processing small until moderate earthquake like just like this, because it's felt in the area. So it's only on it is also 10 kilometers, very shallow. Here there is some seg map. We can see actually in our in our system is detected. We can see is detected with the magnitude similarly, but the system not give out because it's very small. Later on, we will try to to modify. This is the some waveform. Is also we can see all the sensor is only few that record of this event is also. So that is why this is special note that this is very unusual, not unusual. That is very sad that for a system they can detect it but not give a warning. That one is in our bosses in BMKG, they ask why your system not give a warning. When we explain that, oh, it is very small, but you detect it, right? Well, if you detect it, give a warning. So it's maybe different thinking. Okay, so that is the last that I sorry yeah this is the last that I call the ugly one, and it's always happen in any system in the world. Even uh, the advanced one in Japan or in Taiwan, they still have this one, the ugliest one. And the ugliest one is very important for us to know that our system, of course, there is some mistake because we still human, not a god. So here we have a fast warning and 5 January 2023, and the system give this parameter magnitude 6.2 is huge in Bandung area, and 0 kilometer, very shallow. This is what happened. The intensity or intensity is actually is fast warning and it's very dangerous for us. This is we learn from this. And what happened? This one. This is one. This is the data. Why it happened? Because yeah, it's noisy. It's very noisy, and it make the system misguided. And that is also what come from. This is like the same noise in the I don't know. This is like nature did it. Because actually for station detect the same high frequency noise in the same time. You can see 1, 2, 3, and 5. So it's all give a same and give by the system work and give a false warning. This also some. So this is our future plan for the system that we would like to evaluate again and again, and also try the test performance of this prototype. And based on the last example, we will try to improve the data quality. And of course, it is the toughest part to improve the data quality in our system, and also try the new method and approaches, especially in the processing. And of course, all the success story in the processing is nonsense, nothing if we not good dissemination mode. So this is what I can share to you in this part. Thank you very much for your attention. And sorry for maybe some my mistake. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you for the material presentation, sir. Okay, now we will continue to the next material presentation from Mr. Danny Huang. Would you please welcome Mr. Danny Huang? The main place is yours.
Hello, Simonia. I hope I speak it right. My section is about something about the AI. So as you can see, because AI is something that is a machine learning that works like a human brain. So as you know that if you now watch, it's about something like 11:30, right? So it's something about 12. So you would think about, okay, it's time for lunch, right? So I would just like to ask you to pay one more 20 attention to my speech. Although, you will start to think about the lunchbox because almost at 12 o'clock. So it's AI, right? So, okay, so for the next slide. Okay, why you want to say, oh, okay, you have your AI model in Taiwan. Why you want to, to develop, Japan version? It's because I think some of you may know that we already provided our service in our system for some manufacturing company, for the semiconductor company, or Taiwan high-speed rail, or some private companies. And we also we already built over 100 AI EEWS station in Taiwan, and the performance is pretty good. So one day, one of our major companies, as you may know, is a TSMC, Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, which is the most advanced and good company for the IC maker. So they come to us. They tell us, because we are now building our factory in Japan. So we say, okay, you can use your Japan version. He said, oh no, according to the past performance you have to us, we would like to ask you to give us a report to let us to evaluate if in Japan factory, if we can use your system instead of Japan one. So we just start to collect the data and to train the AI, and we prove that our performance is good. So we give them the report, and luckily and finally they decide to use our system for their factory in Japan. So that's why it all started. We want to build the Japan version AI model for them. So as you can look at this slide, our first version AI, we use supported vector regression method for our first version of the AI, and it started from the year 2017. We used the primary algorithm from Dr. Xu Dingyou, who was the research fellow in NCREE. Some of you might know NCREE is a national center for research on earthquake engineering. It's a pretty good, it's a very good institution to study and earthquake engineering. And of course, yes, you know that if you want to train the AI, you got to give them a lot of the data. You got to feed them the data. So we collect a lot of data from CWB in Taiwan. CWB we call Central Weather Bureau, which is like a BMKG in Indonesia. So we must get the data from the CWB, and we have to give them the good and right data to make sure that you can train the AI to give you the best and optimized answer. Because we said garbage in, garbage out, right? Just like what you eat, right? So if you give them the wrong data, the outcome will be a disaster. So we must have the right data, and we need to extract 6 POA features. As Dr. Lin say, we have the PA, it's your maximum acceleration of the POA, and the PV is the maximum velocity of the POA, and the PD is the maximum displacement of POA, and the CAV is calculated absolute velocity, and this IV2 is the integration of the velocity square and it tells you the period of the P wave. So we need to extract this 6 P wave feature, and also we need to prepare the real PGA, and we start training, and we can come out our first regression model of the first AI version. And it's pretty good that for the first version we can have 99.2% accuracy, and that's the result. We get it from the real test from our real station. We put our AI in our system, and you can see the the plot right here. That is all hitting the target, so it's reached about 99.70 accuracy. Okay, so next slide, please. So, okay, I would like to you to, because as I said that you need to give the data to your AI. So we have collected over 200,000 event data from the CWB, and we also, to optimize the AI, we also put more than 5,000 event data annually to make sure that our AI could be improved. And I will get to that later because it's the training process of our AI. I would like you to focus right here first, because as Dr. Lin said, because as you know that the very beginning of the P wave is very tiny, very senseless. So we must to make sure that we got the right signal, and we will start the trigger event. And once we start the trigger event of the P wave detection, we will collect 3 seconds of the P wave data, and we will extract the PGA and the 6 feature of the P wave and to our AI, and with the 0.01 processing time, which is very little, and we will give you the predict PGA. And for the past performance, we can give you about 5 to 20 second earlier warning, even longer, based on the epicenter distance. So is that we can just generate like a predict PGA and PGV. Of course, we can also customize to be an MMI scale for you to do the reaction. So if you have an early warning, of course you can have early response. You can know that every second counts. Every second you might have 100 people who will live in the world. So it's very important. So basically, we will give you the the predict PGA, but the predict PGA will be the max intensity before the main shake. Okay, so the next slide. Okay, this you just see it in the previous slide from the Dr. Lin. So basically, this is a real case happened in the 2016 in the South Taiwan, and we just detect we just trigger the event detect and to start to collect the 3 seconds of the AI data, the event data, and then we just have our AI to give you the 5.3 second earlier warning. And by the time we predict PGA is about 178 Gale, and the later on the major PGA is 242 Gale. And this station is only 38 kilometers away from the epicenter, which is very close to the epicenter, and you still have the 5.3 seconds. If you are in the 50 kilometers away from the epicenter, you will have 8 seconds, to run or to trigger the anti-disaster mechanism to reduce seismic loss. Of course, you can reduce more seismic loss if you are in 100 kilometers away from the epicenter. You will have almost 15 even longer responding time. And this is a real case that happened in the last year in Taiwan. This is an earthquake which is around 6.4 magnitude, and it's from East Taiwan. And our customer, they have 21 second earlier warning, so they can respond everything in their factory to reduce seismic loss. That's the one that happened in the last year. Okay, the next slide. Okay, I won't skip this slide because you already saw it in Dr. Lin's slide. Okay, so here, next slide. Next one. Okay, I'll show you the another one, the real case that happened in Hualien. Hualien is the most beautiful place in Taiwan, but unfortunately, we also have the most earthquake event in Hualien. So I would like you to focus on here is the event trigger. At least you can see that we just sense very tiny and sensitive P wave, and we collected once we decided it's a real P wave, once I'll explain later how we're gonna do that, and we will collect 3 seconds of P wave, and we will start. Once we start our event trigger process, we will collect 3 seconds of the P wave, and then we will give you the predict and alarm according to our system. And for this case, our predict intensity is about 41, and the final measure one is 32, which is very close, and the intensity is same. So basically, you also can prove that the AI system works very well in the real environment. Okay, next slide. Okay, here is the things we developed out the Japan model. Of course, we need to collect the right data. So we collected from the NIED. It's a National Research Institute for the earthquake science and disaster resilience. It's from Japan. We also collect the data from KNet. It's Kyoshin-net. Kyoshin is a Japanese. It means a strong shake. And then this is the Kipan net. Also, these 3 is all the data we can get from Japan. And the data rate from 1996 to 2022. 28,000 from 17 kilometer distance. Now, where the factory is built. Yeah, this microphone have 2 lunch box, so it's very loud. So it's very good. Loud. So let's continue. So once we have the data, we need to set in the AI training model. We need to create an AI network model. We need to decide, how many layers we need to have. We need to input first. And for our model, we have 3 layers. First is the 2 input layer, and the 3rd layer is the output layer. And we need to decide what function we want to train. And we use the most efficient way. We call the back propagation, the way I'll explain later. And of course, we use the back propagation, and it's very efficiently we can adjust, the ratio, input-output data ratio, and the weight of the data. And then, of course, we need to know how to stop training. So we need to set up the criteria, or you will be endless loop and you cannot get the final result. And then once we set up this basic function, we start to go for training. And when you start training, you will get a lot of models, right? And for these models, you must use the data, validation data to train to the best model. And then we will check the best one. We can pick up the best one, and then we're gonna go for real. After the test data being used to make sure that the AI works, we need to finalize the parameter of the AI model, and then we need to put into the real state, into real environment to make sure that it predicts the best result, and that it could be compared in the PGA block that I'll explain later. Okay, next slide. Okay, here you can see that the detection of the P-wave, this is the very beginning and the most important step if you want to make sure your AI works well. Because once you don't give them the right data, they will get, the wrong result. Okay, next slide. Okay, so you must pay attention that you will say, oh, how do you know this is a real earthquake wave, right? So you must be very pay attention to the short-term average data and long-term average data, because sometimes when there's a wave coming in, it could be an environmental wave, it could be a P wave. So the STA data, STA he will change dramatically. But if you just use STA and you trigger the event, it will be a disaster, because some people is working, some people is running, and either truck passing by, or there's some construction work. It will also impact the STA. So we need to know that how much times bigger than the STA compared to LTA. We need to get the best optimized correlation between these two parameters. Then we can know that we really got the real P wave, and we will trigger the event. Okay, next slide. Okay, I will just pass it because I already explained this before. We need to extract 6 features of the P wave. So we can go to the next slide. Okay, the same. Okay, can you reverse to the next slide? Of course, we need to extract the P wave. We need to make sure the weight and everything to put together to be the best, formulation in thesis, to make sure that we extract the best 6 features. So this will take about years and years experience and try and error. So it's a kind of a know-how that we are working on, because if you don't get it right, and then the result will, will not be expected as we want to set. Okay, next slide. Okay, here is I showed you before that this is the we input the data, and then we collect the 3 signal P wave, and we give you the prediction. Okay, I'll go for the next slide. Okay, here is the step of the setting the AI training model. As I mentioned before, you want to set an AI function first. The first step, you must set up the input layer and the 2 input layer and 1 output layer. And how many nodes or neuron you want to put, it depends on your experience, what kind of data you need, and what kind of result you want. So basically, it's also a try and error. And for our AI, we set up 2 input layer, and we put 10 neurons in which layer. And this is our experience and what we do. And of course, you need to generate the result in output layer. And we put 1 neuron and to be our target. Okay, so so step 2, you need to choose what kind of function you want to use. So because we are very familiar with the MATLAB, and the MATLAB, the function is called tritium, and it has the fast and efficient backpropagation algorithm in the toolbox. Of course, you can also select another tool, but this for tritium is the one we are familiar with, so we do it. And for step 3, once you train the AI model, you must divide your data into 3 groups. And 1 is for training, 1 is for validation, 1 is for test. And basically, the percentage of the training, validation, and testing data, they will be a little bit different. Sometimes it could be the 60% is the training data, 20% for validation, 20% for testing. And for our case, we use 70% to be our training data, and 15% for validation data. And the testing for the data is about 15%. So once you got a training, you got a validation, and you will generate a lot of models. So of course, it's a try and error. And with the validation process, you can get the best model. Once you get the best model, you need to use the testing, batch information to make sure that your AI, is working well and to get a target you want. So step 4, once you get a best model, you need to optimize, and you need to set up the final parameter. So this is just example. So this is the toolbox from Lab app, from MATLAB. For the epoch, it's the it's kind of like, for example, if you want to train the the AI, you need to prepare the data. If you prepare 100 piece of the data, once you finish the 100 piece of the data, you can call it the one epoch. So for this case, we say the 18 epoch. And for the time, of course, you need to set the training time. And the performance, you need to know the performance of the training AI, the method, to see what is going on. And for the toolbox in the MATLAB, you can see the more detailed information right here. And for the performance, what we do, we use the mean square value to see if the performance is good. And then for the as I mentioned, that we use the propagation function. So propagation function, you can create the gradient. If you see the gradient trend, then you can know that if your train AI model could be improved any furthermore. If there is no any improving, if you see the gradient, the trend, so we can stop to train the AI to make sure that you won't get overfitting. For the mu is the value that you need to control the the neuron, that when it's updating its training process. Once you check the mu, it reach the maximum value, you can see that okay, my training AI result is no longer improving, so I need to stop. And for the validation checks, it means that if you run the progress, you train the AI, you just show the data to them, and you can see if you can set up like 6 or 10 times. If you observe the training result, if you just check when we feed the validation checks, it reached 6 times, that means that the AI is no longer improving, so we can also stop. So basically this the toolbox and the setting of the MATLAB we use. Okay. So once we get the AI, we need to go for real. So we will put the AI into the real station right here. And what we measure, we use the CW standard corresponding to the MMI to the scale and the intensity. So as I can explain that the accuracy that we are measuring, we use this acceptable range. So we use the acceptable range. Basically, it's something like if your prediction PGA and the measure PGA, if it reach about plus and minus intensity level, then you are right. Okay, for example, if our system, the prediction magnitude is 3, and the final measured result is 4, because 3 and 4 is just between minus and plus intensity level. So that means that your prediction is right. You got a score. So as I can show you that this our final result when we train the AI for the if we just collect 1 second of the P-wave data, the accuracy rate is about 87. If we collect 2 seconds and 3 seconds of the data, we can get the 91% of the accuracy. So that's why our customer, they decided to use our system in Japan. Even they are not building a factory in Taiwan. Okay, this duplicate part, I'll go for the next one. So this shows that 2 versions of our AI and its accuracy. So we start to get statistics data, and for our SVM models, we get the data from the year 2017 to year 2021. And basically, we will compare all the trigger event over about 200, every 200 event to see, the accuracy rate. And basically, normally, for the past year performance, our accuracy rate is over 93, 95, something like that. And for the AN, you can see that we can get more, beautiful performance. According to it's public data you can get to show that we are not breaking. So to be concludes that for the training model that we have for the SVM and AI, the predict accuracy rate is over 93, 95, which is pretty good, and our customer is now using it very happily. And if you want to see if the accuracy of your AI, you need to see the shape of the accuracy plot to see if it's under the acceptable range. You can see the plot. The more beautiful plot you have, that means the more accuracy rate you have. And typically, if you want to train the AI, you might collect the as more as data is good. So in Taiwan, we collect at least 200,000 event data for the AI training. But as I mentioned before, because we don't have a lot of data in India and the New Zealand, so we should collect about 4,000 and 6,000 data, and we just mix it with the Taiwan AI, and we create the model for India and the New Zealand, and we also have the station right there to be the POC, and the accuracy rate is also very high. It's something over 90% of the accuracy rate. And you want to train the AI, of course, the data distribution will be very important. You can just train the AI only got the a large of the the event, only the intensity 2, intensity 3. The more data like you can from the intensity 1 to intensity 7. If you can have a more and average data to train your AI, then you will have the best AI model. So that concludes my presentation today. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for the material, Mister. So the material of our presentation for the first session has finished. Thank you for all of our speakers. And now we will have a break time until 2 p.m. At 2 p.m., we will continue our agenda at Building A in room 421. And for all the online participants, please join us again before 2 p.m. Thank you. So we will have a lunchtime. For the lunchtime, you can eat your lunch in here. And after that, we will move to room A421. Thank you.
dulu.
For all of the participants who wants to eat your lunch outside, you may take your lunch at the registration table and you can eat your lunch outside if you want. Thank you.
Thank you. You can have your lunch. This.
you.